Hello students of 11th grade. Today we're going to focus on the two English topics. The first one is about reading, and you'll find the text on page 64 and 65. It's a text entitled Google Earth and the Amazonian Tribe. Have a look. There is in the textbook. You have it. Okay. If we were in class, I would have preferred to make a summary of the whole text, but since we are in a virtual class, we'll proceed differently. Let's define some of the reasons why people use Google Earth and Google Maps. You can find them there on exercise 2, and you can tick the ones that are true for you. For example, you can use them to see your own home and neighborhood, which I suppose you have used it for already. To check out for the holiday destinations, if you are supposed to go somewhere, what's this place like? Or other places you'd like to visit, you can go on Google Earth or Google Map and have a very closer look at them. Or about places you have come across in books or films, and you want to see them even closer. And last thing maybe is to find information for schoolwork. You can tick the ones that are true for you. Then let's have a better look at the photos provided on the article, and you can decide which sentence is true for you from exercise 3. Have a look at the photos. Photo number 1. There you can see that it is illegal logging. So people have cut down the trees in the forest, which is not good for the nature and for the people and for the whole world. You know the causes. There is also a map. This is the area where the Suri tribe live. And this is the chief Almir, the leader of the tribe. Here you should know what a tribe is. I've provided the explanation of the new words. A tribe is a group of people or a community living together, led by a chief. In our case, it is Almir, part of the text. We'll have to find out what his real role in the whole story is. And the last picture is a clear view of what happens to our forests around the world. Albania as well. So this is the phenomena of deforestation, which is illegal cutting down of trees. Now you have to read the text and list the ways in which Google has helped this tribe. So there you can provide 3 reasons. So which are these 3 ways that Google has helped this tribe to protect its own zone, its own area? If we were in class, we'd have checked it together. But since we're virtually explaining things, you'll have to write them down, and I'll check them later. This is also a gap text, which means you have to complete the missing sentences. So you'll have to read the text again for a better understanding of it and choosing one of the sentences which fits each gap. The sentences are provided on the exam focus gap text. Have a closer look. There you have. But there is even an extra sentence provided, which means you have to complete only the necessary one and omit the unnecessary sentence. You have to send me back the answers in a written form. In order to be of some help to you, I have included the new vocabulary from the article. I've preferred to use both ways, so English explanation and the Albanian one. There is a list of 10 or more words, which I think are all new words to you. You could have guessed the meaning from the text as well, but this is a detailed explanation. You can have a very closer look and try to memorize them. You can repeat them as many times as often, and you can use them in your own sentences. You can write down the sentences and send them back to me, just for a quick check. So one of the study results of the reading text is just to enrich the vocabulary. So the vocabulary is important and it should be our focus. The last thing we're going to do is working with the exercises. In fact, it would have been a lot better if we were to collaborate and check the exercises together, but since this is not possible, you have to work on your own and at your own pace. So you have to complete exercise 6 and 7, Students' Book, page 64, as well as exercises workbook of unit 5.4. They are all vocabulary part. You'll find that they are not so much difficult, since I've provided the explanation of new words to you. By the end, you'll have clear what the structure of the text is, a gapped missing text. You'll have enriched your vocabulary with these old geographical feature words, as well as you'll be able to talk about Google Earth and Google Maps, what you mostly use them for. If you have something unclear or any possible question, you don't hesitate to ask me at any time. So this was the first topic. Now let's focus on the second topic, which has to do with grammar. You'll find them on page 66, Students' Book. It is about non-defining relative clauses, but we should know first what a defining a relative clause is in order to distinguish between defining and non-defining relative ones. After we do this, you can use the non-defining relative clauses into sentences. The text there focuses on the non-defining relative clauses. Why do we use a non-defining relative clause? In fact, we use them to give extra information about the person or thing we're talking about. If we omit this non-defining clause, the sentence makes sense even without it. Let's see the example I've provided for you. A farmer, was working in the farm, came across a strange thing. So if we omit the part which is in between commas, the sentence makes sense again. A farmer came across a strange thing. Anyway, for a further explanation of non-defining relative clauses, I have attached an explanation video taken from YouTube. You can look at it. After you look and define the meaning of non-defining relative clauses and the sentences and examples provided, you'll have to work with the exercises as part of an assignment, exercise 3 and 4, page 66, as well as workbook. Thank you very much. Have a great time.